situation as an attempted break-in.
Hey, turn around, let me see your hands. Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
What's your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-1-10-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
10-3.
Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
Okay.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at 33590
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
Drive on that 10-8.
Not getting on the ground.
Well, then stay where you're at.
I'll stay where I'm at.
Fine. Why do you got to make this harder than it is?
They smashed his face into the concrete, tased him until he screamed, and threw him in the back of a patrol car like a rabid animal. And when the dust settled and the blood dried, they realized they had just brutalized one of their own. Not a street thug, not a drug dealer, an ATF agent. And you know, just like I know, this wasn't just a mistake. When you watch the body cam, you see the hatred in their eyes. It wasn't confusion. It was a ritual humiliation of federal authority by local foot soldiers who thought they were untouchable. The deep state doesn't just eat civilians, it devours anyone who disrupts the feeding frenzy.
Columbus, Ohio, to retrieve a weapon from an individual who was not permitted to have a firearm. Agent Burke knocked on the door, but the individual inside the home refused to open it and called 911 instead. Despite the fact that the caller read the dispatcher Agent Burke's badge number, officers Joseph Fihe and Kevin Winchell of the Columbus Division of Police were dispatched to investigate the situation as an attempted break-in.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
What's your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-1-10-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
10-3.
Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
He was doing the dark, grinding work of actually protecting kids and families from the monsters who slip through the cracks. He was a cleanup man for a broken system.
So thank you very much. Okay, good. Thanks, Dee.
The complainant essentially admits to the Columbus officers that she refused to open the door for Agent Burke despite the fact that she was informed that he was a federal officer. In general, citizens are under no obligation to open their doors to members of law enforcement without a warrant, and this remains true in this situation. Although Agent Burke was at the home to retrieve a shotgun from a citizen who was not legally allowed to own a firearm, it is likely that a court would conclude that the citizen did not have to open the door or surrender the firearm if Agent Burke did not have a warrant. In the 1958 case of Jones versus United States, the Supreme Court explained that, quote, "It is settled doctrine that..."
And the local blue elite tried to blackball him permanently for it. And that brings us to the wound. The caller, hiding behind her locked door, told the dispatcher she was afraid, that her children were crying. She painted Agent Burke as a home invader. It was a manipulation that set the stage for a demonic overreaction.
Probable cause for belief that certain articles subject to seizure are in a dwelling cannot of itself justify a search without a warrant. Were federal officers free to search without a warrant merely upon probable cause to believe that certain articles were within a home, the provisions of the Fourth Amendment would become empty phrases, and the protection it affords largely nullified. Similarly, in the 1980 case of Payton versus New York, the Supreme Court stated that, quote, "It is a basic principle of Fourth Amendment law that searches and seizures inside a home without a warrant are presumptively unreasonable. Absent exigent circumstances, a warrantless entry to search for weapons or contraband is unconstitutional, even when a felony has been committed and there is probable cause to believe that incriminating evidence will be found within. While it is certainly possible that in some situations exigent circumstances to enter a home and seize an illegal firearm without a warrant may exist, there did..."
You see, the officers, Joseph Fihe and Kevin Winchell, arrived on the scene already stoked with that messiah complex we see spreading through institutions like a virus. They didn't knock, they didn't wave, they jumped out screaming, guns drawn, as if they were storming the beaches of Normandy. Here you have Agent Burke, a federal officer with his badge clearly visible, standing in an open driveway, hands up, telling them over and over, "I'm a federal agent." But they needed a sacrifice. Officer Fihe's soul seemed to burn with something darker than duty. It was pride. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! He screamed. You can hear the venom.
Once Officer Winchell arrives on the scene, Agent Burke decides to comply with the commands of the officers and gets on the ground. While attempting to place Agent Burke into handcuffs, Officer Fihe deploys his taser, and after being stunned, Agent Burke surrenders to the officers.
Sir, I'm just trying to do my job.
Just get in the car. Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
we'll
wait.
talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now!
Have a seat. Please, wait, I gotta breathe.
Okay,
Please, sir, let me breathe.
sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get
No,
your legs
no.
in. Get your
Sir.
legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
We
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother
You
me.
just said call an ambulance. We don't need
Yeah, now you don't want one. Get in the
All
car.
in the car. Get all
Sir,
the way
I
in.
can't
I'll
breathe.
go around.
Wait, sir.
Agent Burke stood his ground, not out of arrogance, but because he knew that once a man in his position grovels, the badge loses all meaning. He knew that justice doesn't bow to a local tyrant with a taser. This is where we reframe the hero. The mainstream corporate media wants you to see a stubborn bureaucrat who should have just complied. But you know better. We look at this man and see an unlikely, silenced hero. Agent Burke was the whistleblower, standing in the gap, refusing to be cuffed and stuffed just to soothe a city cop's ego. He kept his hands visible, repeating his badge number. But they didn't want to see an ID. They wanted a scalp. Officer Winchell finally arrives, and Burke, realizing he's outnumbered by the mob, submits. He gets on the ground. And what do? Do they calmly check the badge? No. The moment he is prone, Officer Fihe jams a taser into his back and pulls the trigger. The scream that follows isn't the sound of a suspect being subdued. It's the sound of the justice system electrocuting itself.
Yeah, if you got Dublin cars close, keep them.
The officers attempt to place Agent Burke into their patrol vehicle, but he verbally and physically resists, prompting the officers to force him into the back of the cruiser.
Please, sir.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to give you my creds.
We got him in the car.
Dublin at scene.
He might even be a real cop, but he wouldn't tell us,
everything
wouldn't
looks fine
do
here.
anything, wouldn't get on the ground. I mean, what the
The guy
heck?
in the cruiser will go ahead and clear.
You bet.
I don't believe they're looking for anybody else.
We had to taser him, so we got a medic coming.
Yeah, we canceled our units and now we heard you guys knocked up again.
Well, that's what we thought, but then he wouldn't get in the car.
Trying to get in on his house or something?
If he is an actual police officer, he ought to be ashamed of himself.
I'm not. I'm trying to
You're not. You're right. You're not.
give my creds.
Yeah. No, you screwed up, you bet. First thing he should have had his badges out when I got here. Wouldn't get on the ground, wouldn't comply with anything. Whenever the sergeant gets here, we'll call his supervisor. Yep.
Let's drop the real names and the documents they hope you'll ignore. According to the federal lawsuit, Case 2-20-CV-06325, filed in the Southern District of Ohio, this was a blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment. The files don't lie. The woman had given the dispatcher Agent Burke's exact badge number before the officers even arrived. They knew.
Disappointing. Dude, you saw how he was. He wouldn't comply. No, you never, no. It's all on video.
Don't even argue with him. Just let him yell.
Yeah, we had to use the taser just to drive stun.
Okay.
But he's got a medic. He says he's got some condition. He may even really be a police officer. He's got a badge, but he wouldn't do anything, wouldn't get on the ground. I told him over and over to get on the ground. He wouldn't comply with anything. We had to tase him. He fought with us the whole time. Wouldn't get in the car. If he is a real police officer.
Anything?
No, we're not.
Okay. Okay.
No, I do got him. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So his supervisor is going to need to come to scene. After the way he acted, it's all on video.
He's got a good looking badge. He's got a good looking badge.
He very well may be. But you know what? When a Columbus police officer, yeah.
Buddy, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I know.
I get it.
He said over and over, I'm not getting on the ground. I will not. I'm like, okay.
That's not how this works.
I said, you obviously don't know what's going on then. If he's here to work a warrant by himself, there's something strange about that too.
Something about the guy in front of her wife, her husband bought a shotgun or something. He was here to follow up on some shotgun purchase.
And this is where it all connects for you. When you see an ATF agent treated like this, you're seeing the collapse of the entire hierarchy. The left hand of the state doesn't just fight the right hand, it wants to cut it off. Agent Burke's heroism lies in his legal counterstrike. He's not just suing for his broken body and his shattered career. He's exposing the arrogance that makes these city-level departments think they are gods. He was moved to an administrative support role after the incident, punished by his own agency for being a victim. They blackballed a legend because his limp reminds them of their sins.
Descending demeanor throughout the encounter. While it is clear from the video footage that Agent Burke informed the Columbus officers that he was a federal agent on multiple occasions, that statement alone does not override the officer's authority to order him to the ground until they can secure the scene. Agent Burke was armed at the time of the encounter, and it could certainly be argued that the Columbus officers just wanted to disarm him in case he was, in fact, pretending to be a federal agent. If Agent Burke had politely complied with the orders of the officers, instead of blatantly refusing to get on the ground, then this interaction may have had a much different outcome. All that said, there is no denying that at least some degree of negligence took place from the Columbus officers' conduct, but Agent Burke may have had a much stronger case against them if he had been more willing to cooperate with their commands. I commend the agent for following up this interaction with the proper legal actions, but I would caution him to consider.
The same people preaching defunding the police use this video to laugh at a federal agent. But we see the bigger picture. If they can do this to an armed ATF special agent in broad daylight on a quiet suburban lawn, what do you think they do in the projects when nobody is filming?
Performs the background checks, determines that an individual should not have been sold a firearm once the check is completed, the delayed denial is referred to the ATF to track down and seize the weapon. In 2017 alone, the ATF was responsible for handling about 6,000 of these seizures, and a delayed denial is only one of the reasons that an ATF agent can confiscate weapons. While it is uncertain whether Agent Burke was pursuing a delayed denial or was following up on another firearm issue, it is clear that Agent Burke was performing a routine duty in his role as an ATF special agent.
Are you guys the ones that originally called?
Yes.
Okay. What did he say to you when he was talking to you?
I have to open the door because he's a police. I tell him I can't open the door because my husband.
For officers on edge, bro, we were finally able to get
He said you have to open the door. I tell him I'm sorry, I can't. Stay with my kids. My kids start crying because they afraid. And I tell him.
Did he ever try and break the door or anything like that?
Yes, he is still knock and he say I will stay here until evening if you don't open the door because you are liar.
Okay. Very good. There's a chance the sergeant might want to talk to you.
If the elites can crush a man with a badge and a gun, your family has absolutely no chance. So where's the justice? The lawsuit was filed, but the officers are still out there, still collecting a pension, still breathing free air, while Agent Burke's life is a wreckage of medical bills and trauma.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's an NFTA or CP, I don't know.
Who knows?
Here, the Columbus officers remark that Agent Burke was allegedly at the location to follow up on the purchase of a shotgun, which is a common task for an ATF agent. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, known as the ATF for short, is a law enforcement agency within the Department of Justice that, according to Section 599A of Title 28 of the U.S. Code, is responsible for investigating, quote, criminal and regulatory violations of the federal firearms, explosives, arson, alcohol, and tobacco smuggling laws. Under Section 3051 of Title 18 of the U.S. Code, ATF agents have the authority to, quote, make seizures of property subject to forfeiture to the United States, which, according to Section 924 of Title 18 of the U.S. Code, includes illegally possessed firearms. In fact, as the Wall Street Journal reported in 2019, ATF agents are regularly involved in retrieving weapons from individuals who were sold firearms when they should have not been permitted to purchase one due to their background check. These delayed denials occur when, because of backlogs in the federal background check system, individuals are sold firearms before their background check is completed, as the sale is legally permitted to proceed after 3 business days, even if the check is not finished. If the FBI, which
They tried to erase him, to paint him as the aggressor, because he dared to say, I will not get on the ground. It makes your blood boil, because you are wide awake, You saw the video. You heard him identify himself. We all knew this was a setup the moment the call came in. The moral outrage isn't just about a badge. It's about the demonic inversion of right and wrong. It's about a world where a man retrieving a weapon from a criminal is treated like the criminal. We are watching the protectors become the predators in real time.
To the call by immediately shouting commands with their weapons drawn. The Columbus officers also refused to allow Agent Burke to provide his credentials to them on multiple occasions, and seemed to display a complete disregard for the fact that Agent Burke was an ATF agent. As mentioned before, there is an argument to be made that the Columbus officers were within their authority to secure Agent Burke's firearm before investigating further. However, no practical threat existed when the officers arrived on the scene, and at no point did Agent Burke do anything to suggest that he was anything less than a federal agent attempting to carry out his duties. If the Columbus officers had merely taken the time to figure out what was going on before deciding to resort to physical force, then this interaction would likely have had a much more positive outcome. This encounter highlights the importance of de-escalation and investigation, and it will certainly be interesting to see how Agent Burke's lawsuit fares in the courtroom. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my second channel for even more police interaction content.
How much longer are we supposed to stand on our own front lawns, hands up, waiting for the taser prongs because we embarrassed a local cop's fragile ego? They sued, they bled, they won a moral victory. But the corrupt machine keeps grinding. The question I leave you with is the one that keeps me up at night. If a federal agent with a badge number and a radio
The home refused to open it and called 911 instead. Despite the fact that the caller read the dispatcher Agent Burke's badge number, officers Joseph Fihe and Kevin Winchell of the Columbus Division of Police were dispatched to investigate the situation as an attempted break-in.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground.
What is your deal?
Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-1-10-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground!
10-3.
Get on the ground. I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
Okay.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at 33.
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
On that 10-8.
Not getting on the ground.
Well, then stay where you're at.
I'll stay where I'm at.
Fine. Why do you got to make this harder than it is?
Listen, I'm not getting on.
I have no problem making this.
I just want to see if anybody from 3 Precinct can respond as well.
You're the one overreacting.
I'm not overreacting. We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here and doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground.
Tell me your thoughts down below, because the comments section is the only place the elite hasn't fully shut down yet.